Hello there. I thought I'd share with you my plans to visit Australia and things I want to do in future. This is over the next few years, I guess. Definitely not immediate plans, but some of these will be. Like the Great Barrier Reef, the plan is 2024 when I come for the F1, hopefully. I would like to see the Great Barrier Reef after the F1 race. Just fly to Cairns and go and see that. There are boats that have a glass bottom, so you won't have to dive in there to actually do it as well. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna try and do that for sure. Obviously AFL games, I want to see AFL games in the finals. Obviously 2023, this year I'll be coming hopefully to see some finals footy, but yeah, I want to see AFL in Perth, in Adelaide, in Queensland and Sydney. Haven't seen that yet, so I plan to do that soon. Hopefully at least some of it, either this year or next year. But yeah, also one thing I didn't get to do in Melbourne was Wilson's prom. So if I do come back to Melbourne, this is a #1 priority apart from AFL games. In terms of exploring, I want to go and see Wilson's prom. I think it'd be great. Be fantastic. Might need to work on my fitness first, but yeah, that'd be brilliant. Because I climbed the pyramids in Egypt. I didn't climb the pyramids, but I climbed some rocks outside the pyramids to get a better view. My body ached the day after, so I need a bit more fitness, but still, that looks incredible. The Great Barrier Reef, obviously, I already mentioned. Brutus is one of the crocs in the Adelaide River in Darwin. So there's a cruise you can do. Looks like this, where he will hold this over the boat and a massive saltwater croc jumps out and eats it. One of them is called Brutus. I think this is him. But there are multiple crocs in there. They all have names. They are that notorious. So what you do is you go to Darwin and then there'll be a tour guide to take you. I'd love to see it. It's only a 1-hour tour, but it would be a cool thing to see. Kakadu National Park, also near Darwin. It's not near Darwin, but you go to Darwin to go and see it if you're going with a tour guide. In the Northern Territory, it's a great place to go to. I'd love to go there. Australia Zoo, why is it not in images? I don't know. This is in Brisbane. I'd love to go and see this. It's a very famous zoo, of course. Familiar faces there, as you can see. So it's not the plan to go to all of these places, but these are places that were suggested to me by subscribers. North Stradbroke Island, Macleay Island, and Fraser Island. I'm not saying I'm going to all of these places, but these are just suggestions, and to go to one of these places I think would be really cool as well. So yeah, these are off the coast of Queensland. So let's move on to New South Wales. We've got Taronga Zoo. Wait, hang on. We don't need all these tabs anymore, so we just go one by one. There's apparently a really good, cool zoo in Sydney. You can see the Opera House back there. The Sydney Tower Eye. I wanted to go and see this when I went there, but it was closed on that day, so I couldn't actually go and see it. But yeah, I would have seen this if I was on the day I went there, but it was closed. So it is what it is. We'll have to go up here. Another tower ticked off by a list. One more harbour cruise. I mean, you see me do it in a vlog already, but I want to do like a proper one. Like I took like a transportation ferry. It's not the same as like a boat tour around the Opera House. So I want to go and do that. I don't need to Google that to tell you. I don't know why it's not on my list, but I do remember it. Blue Mountains. A trip to the Blue Mountains. You can do that from Sydney. It's in New South Wales. It looks bloody incredible. I don't know why it's called Blue Mountains. The only part that's blue is the sky, and the sky is not really blue. That's due to reflections. But let's not get too technical. There's Sydney Zoo as well. There is Symbio. I like the wildlife. You know this. I did a lot of it in Melbourne. Symbio Wildlife Park would be really cool. Probably quite similar to the ones I visited in Melbourne, to be fair. But I think it'd be quite cool to visit something different in a different state. There is Featherdale. We're in the suggestion zone of my list on New South Wales. This is also a sanctuary. Manly Beach, apparently better than the beach I went to, Bondi. So yeah, that'd be a cool place to visit. What else? Royal National Park. This place. That looks really cool. That looks really cool. So hopefully there's some sort of tour guide that does that. Next we move on to South Australia. Obviously Adelaide Oval Tour, AFL game. Adelaide Zoo apparently is a really good one. They have... Aren't they the ones that have white tigers? Or is it someone else? I think that's might be Queensland. They have something very unique in Adelaide Zoo. I can't remember what it's called. I think when I went to Canberra, I think one of the animals in Canberra had a cousin in Adelaide Zoo. Now I can't remember who it was. It wasn't the white lion. But I'd like to go there. Kangaroo Island. Sorry, flipping. I know how it's spelled. Yeah, you can take a day trip there from Adelaide. That's pretty much it for Adelaide. I've also got like I got Get Your Guide, which is like a place you can look for tours for any city. Kangaroo Island, Dolphin Tour. I don't need to Google Dolphin Cruise. Dolphin watching cruise. I don't need to visualize that for you. Perth. Rottnest Island. This would be a very cool place to go. Remember doing a geoguesser for this one. Wave Rock is another one. There you go. I don't want to skate, but that actually looks really fun. Apparently Perth Aquarium is great. I don't know why it says gallery. Perth Zoo. Apparently these are all nice places to visit. I don't really need to tell you. Mandurah is apparently a good place for dolphin watching. This is a place I could have gone when I went to Perth, but I chose not to due to inconvenient times. There's a video game museum in Perth, which is pretty random. They have very weird opening times, but there is one that you can play old classic games in there, which is really cool. They have like lots of classic consoles. It's like nerd heaven for a gamer. What else is there for WA? No, that's it. That's it. But also, obviously, I want to see either the Eagles or the Dockers in an AFL game at Optus, and also tour Optus as well. I haven't toured Optus, haven't toured Adelaide Oval, obviously, never been to Adelaide in the first place. Gabba tour. I toured the SCG. Haven't seen a game there, so I want to see a game and tour all of them. See if I can possibly do that. Tasmania, Cradle Mountain. This place, I'd like to visit here. Wineglass Bay. Wow. That looks cool. That looks really cool. And this was a suggestion from a subscriber. Tasmania in Tasmania, isn't that? I don't think Google knows what Tasmania is. Why is a bum of the Pope here? What's this? This has gone to an interesting place. I haven't got a Tasmania section on my... like, there's a wish list section on your tour guide area. Get Your Guide. You can add, like, you can make wish lists. So I got, like, a whole wish list of... I got different sections. Haven't got one for Tasmania. I guess, like not everything's on here, though. There's some things I want to do that's not on here. But I think that's it. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. Let me just double check, because I got a whole notepad list of things I want to do in Australia. Yeah, and obviously, like, this is the plan in 2023, guys. Hopefully an AFL finals game. But before I see that, I need to learn how to pronounce it first. But Uluru, massive rock, taller than the Eiffel Tower. It doesn't look like tall based on the pictures, but it is. Actually, there's one thing I forgot in WA. I'll get there in a second. But this year, planning on doing this. There's a walking tour around the rock that I'm doing, that I want to do. There's a helicopter tour I want to do. There's a few other tours as well, and also from this place you can also visit this. It's a day trip. You got to wake up like very early to do it, but there are tour operators that do this. Grand Canyon, Australia. No, sorry, Kings Canyon, Australia. It's amazing. And also, apparently the road trip from Alice Springs to the mountain to the rock is a really good road trip. So I want to go to Alice Springs first and get a coach there. Apparently it's amazing. It's an amazing 6-hour drive, I heard. So I want to do that. But that's this year, and the Barrier Reef, when I come next year, I want to do that as well. So that's 2 things covered. And then I got all the other things that I told you about. So we shall see. Like Adelaide and WA, it's not a big list. Obviously, aside from like, AFL tickets, that's the complicated part. But like actually seeing the sites, you could probably fit at least one of those states in next year's trip. Considering there's not that much I want to see. It's just Queensland and New South Wales where I want to see a lot. Like a lot. So yeah, we shall see. We shall see about that. But also, obviously, AFL games and stadium tours, Adelaide, Perth. I want to see them all, mates. Queensland as well. So yeah, I haven't mentioned Gold Coast, but aside from a beach, I don't know what. I mean, I'd like to say Game of Michicon, to be fair. That'd be really cool, I think. I think you're guaranteed to get a ticket as well. So it probably won't be too hard. And whenever they introduce a new AFL team, I guess, you could go and see their game whenever that materializes. But yeah, let me know. Everything I mentioned to you, I mentioned a few things in Adelaide. That could be a few days. WA is a few days. If you take out the AFL for now, Tasmania could be a few days. Like WA, Adelaide and Tasmania, that could be done like a week and a half. Northern Territory mostly will be covered this year. It's just mainly Queensland and Sydney. I feel like at least a week in both. How long would that take if I can do that in one trip? If I did 3 weeks, I'd do all of that. Maybe not all of it. If we include AFL games, maybe not all of it. I don't know. I don't know. We shall see. We shall see what happens. But for now, I'll be coming to Australia and America this year. Next year, hopefully the same. And hopefully then I can do the Asia tour. And then I'll think about, when can I visit Australia? Yes. Start recording, I forgot. Let me click off OBS. Mount Augustus. This thing is not as popular as Uluru, but it is bigger. But it's also less convenient. Yeah, it's like there's like a tour guide, but it would take like a week to do it from Perth. It's like in the middle of nowhere. Uluru is a bit more accessible to tourists. This one is more of a backpacking thing. So yeah, there's that as well. But that's like bottom of my list. Very bottom of my list. But if that's the last thing I do in Australia, then that's the last thing I do in Australia. This is your boy. I mean, although I could see myself coming back, like, after I've done all these tours, I could see myself coming back, like, every 2 years for a weekend to see AFL games. I think that could be a really cool vibe and a really cool thing to do, because I'm a fan now. So, yeah, and that's doable, because there are other airlines that are cheaper now to fly to Australia. I just got to make sure I convince the authorities that I am going home, and I am. They're like, "You're visiting a lot, David. Are you trying to stay here?" No, I'm not. My home is England, bro. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and see ya.